Learning piano through YouTube is truly amazing. There's more free content and knowledge out there than ever before. But here's the truth that nobody tells you. Self-taught pianists often fall into habits that are so hard to unlearn later. And some of those mistakes, well, they are the reason that most students quit piano. So in this video, I'll show you the 4 most common mistakes that self-taught pianists make and how you can avoid them, so that you don't get frustrated and quit piano like 90% of learners do. So make sure you stick till the end, especially if you are learning piano on your own. So the first mistake I want to reveal is practicing without a plan. So many people go to the piano and they are like, just start. But practicing without a plan, without knowing what they actually want to practice today, is really hard. And without that, you will never see any progress in your piano playing, or at least very little. So just to give you an example, you can start, for example, with 5 minutes doing some warm-ups. What do I mean with warm-ups? That could be scales, like this. I also have a video where I show you how to play this simple C scale, for example. Or what else do I mean with warm-ups? Warm-ups also include finger independence, hand independence exercises. And those are so important and valuable because I bet so many of you say, I can't play with my right hand and also with my left hand separately. But as soon as they play together, it just doesn't work. Well, therefore, you need those hand independence exercises. I also have a video where I show you some of those. And trust me, if you go through them every day, every other day, you will see so much progress. Trust me. So you do those 5 minutes of warm-ups, and then you go to a specific piece of music that you want to play or that you are practicing at the moment, right? And you do right hand separately and left hand separately. Here, little tip for you, always start with your weaker hand. So in my case, it would be the left hand. I'm right-handed, so I'm also weaker on the piano with my left hand, right? So start practicing this piece of music with your left hand and then with your right hand. And then let's say you do 10 minutes of this song. And then the last 5 minutes are fun. Do whatever you want to do. Something like this, or do some improvising. Also here, if you think you are just a beginner and improvising is just for people who are more advanced, no. Gotta be honest, I thought so too, but no. I also made a video for beginners how to start improvising within your first lessons, right? Nothing tricky, nothing highly complicated, no. I show you some simple tricks how you can start improvising right away. So to sum it up, we have 5 minutes of scales, hand independence exercises, whatever you want to do, and then 10 minutes of a song that you really like, and then the last 5 minutes are fun improvising. Do whatever you want to do, right? Perfect. Now let's move on to the second mistake. Let's assume we want to do a piece of music like Passacaglia. And we start with the left hand because the left hand is the weaker hand. So now what most students do, they start with looking at each note separately. So they go first note, okay, check. Second note, check. So we have first note, second note, okay, check. What's the third note? This one here. So let me now tell you the biggest mistake when it comes to practicing a certain piece of music is playing note by note, one note after another note. This will take you literally years to learn a song, a piece of music that you want to play. We don't want to spend years only practicing this one song. I mean, when we look at the sheet music of Passacaglia, there are so many notes. I mean, how long would it take you to remember all those single notes, right? I mean, this is insane. That's why we need to learn in patterns. What do I mean by that? So if we take a look in our piece of music Passacaglia and we look at our left hand and we look at just the first bar, let's say. So most people now go from one note to the other. Remember the first note? Okay, then we go to the second note. Okay, then they see, okay, the next note is, what is it? It's this one here. Okay, then I see, okay, I have to play this note, and this note. And then they add another note. Okay, the next one is this one. But this way, it takes you years to learn that music piece, trust me. Now, if we take the first bar and we look at all the notes in this first bar, we recognize those are all the notes in our first bar, right? And now we see, okay, those notes are all part of the A minor scale. And we actually see, when we look a little bit closer, this is an octave. And then we play those notes over here. And when we look closely now, we see, okay, this is actually just the first inversion of the A minor chord. If you now do not know what inversions are or what chords are, I'll link you the videos up here. I highly recommend to watch those videos because it just makes everything so much easier if you have this knowledge about chords and inversions, right? So now you see, this is the first inversion. Take the highest note down and you see this is the A minor chord. First inversion, lowest note goes up, and we are here. So in the first bar, you actually just play an octave and then the first inversion of the A minor chord. So now that you know this, you don't have to remember all the notes separately. You can connect them. And you see the second bar is just the same, so you repeat this. This way, it's so much easier to learn a music piece because you only have to give your brain this one information like first inversion A minor and your brain immediately knows what to play. Now, the third mistake comes now. Let's imagine you just practiced this first bar, the second bar of this music piece. You just figured out how to play it correctly. Perfect. Now you want to play it again correctly, like you just practiced it. Very important now. Practice it now 5 times in a row. Play it 5 times in a row. This exact bar or part that you just practiced without a mistake. Play it 5 times in a row without a mistake. I repeat it again because it's very important. Without a mistake. 5 times in a row. Why is this so important? Because you played right and then you are perfect. I'm done. Let's move on to the next part. And the next time you play it again, you make a mistake again. And then what most people do, they go back to the beginning of the music piece, try to play it all again, and they hope that this mistake just suddenly disappears. Well, I gotta admit, I tried it too. I know it's very tempting to start all over again with this song and do it again, but that's just not the way it works. I'm really sorry, I tried it too. It just doesn't work. You need to play this part you practiced 5 times in a row without making a mistake. That's the only way your brain knows what to play. Because like anything else, it needs repetition. So if you give your brain one information, you played right, you got it, perfect. But then you play it a second time with a wrong note. And then you play it a third time, maybe also with another wrong note. Now your brain has 3 different informations on how to play this part. And it's super confused. And the next time you play it, it's like, okay, what version now should I take, right? That's why you need repetition. You need to tell your brain exactly what to do. So it gets on autopilot so that you don't have to think anymore how to play it right. Okay, very important here, repetition is key. Now the fourth mistake is a super important one and so many self-taught pianists actually forget this one. You have to practice skills, also not only just songs. I've actually also made a very detailed video about this topic, why only playing songs is slowing you down. I highly recommend to watch this one here, because imagine you are having an exercise where you build up accuracy with your fingers. So you're only concentrating on that part, right? And then you have another exercise where you only focus on inversions whatsoever. And then you go to a specific song like Passacaglia, and then you see, it's actually just inversions. I know how to play inversions. That's actually super simple. And this piece of music will be just a piece of cake for you, trust me. So it's not possible to just practice only songs. It will take you forever. You have to work on those skills before, and then you can use those skills in songs. Trust me, life will be so much easier if you bear that in mind. Hope you liked this little video, and I'll see you in the next one.